Once upon a time, in a small village, lived a beautiful girl named Sarah. She was 20 years old. Sarah had blue eyes and golden hair. Her family was poor, but they were happy. They lived in a small house and loved each other very much. Sarah loved to read books. She often dreamed of a better life, full of hope and possibilities. One day, Sarah went to the village market. There, she met a boy named David. David was tall and handsome. He had dark hair and a kind smile. David came from a rich family. His parents owned a big house and a lot of land. Sarah and David became friends. They talked a lot and laughed together. They liked to walk in the fields and by the river. David told Sarah about his dreams, and Sarah shared her hopes with David. They felt very close to each other. One day, David said to Sarah, "I love you, Sarah. Will you marry me?" Sarah was very happy. She replied, "Yes, David. I love you too." They hugged and dreamed about their future together. But there was a problem. David's parents did not like Sarah. They believed she was not good enough for their son because she was poor. David's mother said, "David, you cannot marry Sarah. She is not from a rich family." His father agreed, "Yes, you must marry someone from a rich background." David was heartbroken. He loved Sarah deeply and did not want to leave her. He told his parents, "I love Sarah. She's kind and good. Money is not important." But his parents did not listen. They said, "If you marry Sarah, we will not support you." Sarah found out about the problem. She was also very sad. She loved David, but didn't want to make his life harder. She told him, "Maybe we should not marry. I don't want to cause trouble for you." But David said, "No, Sarah. I will always love you. We'll find a way." Days passed. David tried to change his parents' minds, but they refused. Sarah's family also knew about the situation. Her mother said, "Sarah, we love you and want you to be happy. But maybe it's better to let David go." Sarah cried many nights. She didn't know what to do. She loved David, but she didn't want to hurt him. One day, she went to speak with him. She said, "David, I love you very much, but maybe it's better if we don't marry. Your parents will never accept me." David was heartbroken. He said, "Sarah, I can't live without you. But I understand. I will always love you." They hugged and cried together. Their love was strong, but the world seemed against them. They decided to stay friends and support each other, even though their hearts were broken. Sarah continued her life in the village. She worked hard and helped her family. David also moved on, but he always remembered Sarah. Years passed, and both still loved each other. They never forgot. They knew that sometimes love is not enough, but they kept that love quietly in their hearts. Sarah worked in the village, helping her neighbors and her family. She was kind, and people loved her. They saw the goodness in her heart. David worked with his family. He was fair and kind to others. He did well in life, but Sarah was always in his thoughts. One day, Sarah's father became very sick. She took care of him day and night. She prayed for him to recover. When David heard about it, he came to see Sarah. He said, "Sarah, I'm sorry to hear about your father. Can I help you?" Sarah was touched. "Thank you, David. Your support means so much." David brought medicine and food. He visited often. Slowly, Sarah's father began to recover. Sarah felt deep gratitude. "David, you have such a big heart. Thank you." David smiled and said, I'll always be here for you. They spent more time together, talking about their dreams. Their feelings hadn't changed. But they still knew David's parents would never approve. One day, David had to leave for work in the city. He told Sarah, "I have to go, but I'll write to you." Sarah was sad, but said, "I'll miss you, David. Take care." David hugged her and promised, "I'll come back soon." In the city, David worked hard. He learned many new things. He wrote letters to Sarah, and she replied. Through letters, they shared their lives. Time passed. David became successful. He saved money and helped his family. But he never forgot Sarah. She was always in his heart. Sarah missed David, but she was happy to hear about his success. One day, David returned to the village. He knocked on Sarah's door. She opened it and was surprised. "David, you're back." He smiled. "Yes, Sarah, I missed you." They sat and talked. He told her about his life in the city. She shared her life in the village. They laughed and remembered the old days. David said, "Sarah, I still love you. I want to be with you." Sarah was happy, but asked, "What about your parents?" David said, "I've saved money. I can support us. I don't need their approval anymore." Sarah felt proud of him. She said, "David, I don't want to cause problems for you." David replied, "You are my happiness, Sarah. I want to be with you." They decided to get married. It wasn't easy, but they were ready. They had a small ceremony with family and close friends. Sarah's family was happy. David's parents did not attend, but David and Sarah didn't let that stop them. They moved to the city and started a new life together. They worked hard and supported each other. Their love gave them strength. Years passed. They had children and taught them the values of love and kindness. They remembered their journey and the challenges they had faced. Sarah and David grew old together. They looked back on their life with happiness and pride. They were grateful for each other. And so, Sarah and David lived happily ever after, always cherishing the love they shared. They knew that true love never dies, and their love had made their lives beautiful and meaningful. The end.